Hello student, welcome to digital classes. This video is for class 7 science. This is the chapter number 6 and this is the second part of the chapter number 2. In the first video I told you about or I explained you about the physical change in our surrounding. In this video I am going to tell you about rusting of iron and how do we prevent our articles from the rusting of iron. This is the continue of the chapter number 6 from the page number 88. Rusting of iron refers to the formation of rust, a mixture of iron oxide on the surface of iron object or structure. This rust is formed from a redox reaction between oxygen and iron in an environment containing water such as air containing high level of moisture. The rusting of iron is characterized by the formation of layer of red flaky substance that easily crumbles into a powder. This phenomena is a great example of corrosion of metals, where the surface of metal are degraded into more chemically stable oxides. However, the term rusting is generally used to refer to the corrosion of object made up of iron or iron alloys. Means when iron exposed to moist air gets covered with a layer of brown powdery material called rust. Now rust is mainly hydrated iron 3 oxide, commonly called ferric oxide. The chemical reaction describing rusting is iron plus oxygen plus water gives hydrated iron 3 oxide, that is rust, and in brown color. In symbols 4Fe plus 3O2 plus H2O gives 2Fe2O3 dot H2O. What is the chemistry behind the rusting of iron? The exposure of iron or an alloy of iron to oxygen in the presence of moisture led to the formation of rust. This reaction is not very fast. It generally proceeds over a considerable large time frame, means the reaction take long time. The oxygen atom bound with iron atoms resulting in the formation of iron oxide. This weakens the bond between the iron atom in the object or a structure. The reaction of the rusting of iron involves an increase in the oxidation state of iron accompanied by a loss of electron. Rust is mainly made up of two different oxide of iron that vary in the oxidation state of iron atom. These oxides are first iron 2 oxide or ferrous oxide. The oxidation state of iron in this compound is +2 and its chemical formula is FeO. And second, iron 3 oxide or a ferric oxide, where the iron atom exhibit an oxidation state of +3. The chemical formula of this compound is Fe2O3. How can rusting be prevented? Iron and its alloys are widely used in the construction of many structures and in many machines and objects. Therefore, the prevention of the corrosion of iron is very important. Some primitive method. Now I going to discuss about some primitive method to prevent rusting. Alloys that are resist to rusting means this is the process called alloying. Some alloys of iron are rust resistant. Example include stainless steel, which features a layer of chromium 3 oxide, and weathering steel. Core-10 steel rust an relatively slower rate when compared to normal steel in the alloy. The rust form of a protective layer on the surface of the alloy, preventing further corrosion. Now, second method to prevent rusting is galvanization. Galvanization is the process of applying a protective layer of zinc on a metal. It is a very common method of preventing the rusting of iron. This can be done by dipping the metal to the protected in the hot molten zinc, or by the process called electroplating. In galvanization, coating of iron object with a thin layer of zinc is called galvanization. By electroplating, corrosion resists metal. Corrosion of metal can be prevented by electroplating. By any corrosion resist metal such as nickel, chromium, etc., which is applied on that particular metal. Chromium or nickel coat prevent the rust of auto parts, bathroom fittings like tap and showers, etc. Our bicycle handle is also chrome plated. Zinc is a reactively cheap metal that sticks to steel easily. It also offers cathodic protection to the iron surface by acting as an anode. The zinc layer is corroded instead of iron due to this, in which the zinc layer is corroded or oxidized by the oxygen. Iron is protected under the zinc layer. Now, the disadvantage of galvanization. The disadvantage of galvanization are that it only provide protection from corrosion for a limited amount of time. Since the zinc layer is eaten up or oxidized by oxygen in the process, it is not very effective in highly corrosive areas where cadmium coating can be used instead of galvanization. Now, cathodic protection. C is missing in this. You have to check the spelling. CATHODIC. Cathodic protection. Providing the metal with an electric charge can help inhibit the electrochemical reaction that leads to rusting. This can be done by making the iron or steel a cathode by attracting a sacrificial anode to it. Preventing the corrosion of metal by connecting it to a more reactive metal is called cathodic protection of the metal. For example, when iron is connected to a piece of magnesium, it does not get corroded as long as magnesium is present. This sacrificial anode must have an electrode potential that is more negative than that of the iron. Metals that are commonly used as sacrificial anode are magnesium, zinc, and aluminum. Once they are corroded away, they must be replaced in order to protect the iron again. So the cathodic protection is the protection in which iron is prevented from rusting by applying magnesium, zinc, aluminum as a anode, which means when these metals are present, the iron do not get rust. Now some other method to prevent rusting are coating. Many different type of coating can be applied to the surface of the exposed metal in order to prevent corrosion. Common example of coatings that prevent corrosion including paints, wax tape, varnish, etc. We usually see the process of paints applied on the iron object, which is useful for the prevention of iron from the rusting. Smaller objects are coated with water displacing oil that prevent the rusting of the object. Many industrial machines and tools made up of iron are coated with a layer of grease which lubricate the metal to reduce friction and preventing rusting at the same time. I think everyone may have a bicycle, and so many time you go to the shopkeeper, means mechanic, for repair your bicycle. Every time, maybe not, sometime you see the mechanic put lubrication near your axle, front as well as back, and where is the paddle, then he apply grease to lubricate it and prevent rusting also. The method used for obtaining a substance in pure solid geometrically shaped crystal is called crystallization. The process of crystallization is used for obtaining pure crystalline substance from its impure sample. For example, common salt is obtained from seawater by evaporation and crystallization. The seawater is collected in shallow beds called lagoons. Water evaporate, leaving behind the crystals of common salt. This common salt is then purified by crystallization in factories. Crystallization is a physical change. Different substance of crystal of different shape and color, like sugar cubes, is one more example of the crystallization, in that we get a sugar crystals or a sugar cubes that is bigger than salt crystals. Basically the sugar is a bigger cube. If you want to see the sugar cubes, you may go to the market and buy from the grocery shop. Now the crystallization definition. Crystallization is a process of separation of solid from a liquid in which it has dissolved earlier and made a solution. It is slowly precipitation of the crystals from form a saturated solution. The solution is warmed in an open container, allow the solvent to evaporate and leaving a saturated solution, then we get a crystalline form of that particular substance. Now let us understand crystallization by an activity that is given in your book. This is the activity number 8. To obtain the crystal of copper sulfate from a crude sample of copper sulfate. Material required: impure sample of copper sulfate, beaker, that is 250 ml, china dish, glass rod, funnel, filter paper, distilled water, dilute sulfuric acid. Now the procedure. Following steps are there. Take about 100 ml of distilled water in a beaker. and add 1-2 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in it. Heat it to nearly boiling. Remove the beaker from the tripod stand and keep it on your table. And powdered sample of copper sulfate to this. Stir it well to dissolve. Basically, acid is used as a catalyst which increase the rate of reaction. Basically, that is why we use acid in this activity. So acid increase the catalytic activity, मतलब reaction rate basically. Now stir it well to dissolve. Continue adding copper sulfate powder and stirring till no more copper sulfate can be dissolved. Stir it thoroughly to dissolve the remaining undissolved salt. Heat on a low flame if needed. Filter the hot solution and collect the filtrate in a china dish or a beaker. Allow it to cool undisturbed. Leave it overnight. If you want to have bigger crystals, if you want bigger crystal, means the in this process we get a smaller crystal. If you want a bigger crystal, then descend the mother liquor and dry the crystal by keeping them between the fold of a filter paper. I repeat the process. First take a 100 ml beaker, put sulfuric acid in it, heat it to the nearly boil, remove the beaker from the tripod stand on your table, add copper sulfate to it and stir it well, and continuously added copper sulfate powder till no more copper sulfate can be dissolved. Stir it thoroughly and the remaining undissolved salt, heat it at a low flame. When there is no more solute can be added, then you may heat the solution. Then you will see some more you can see the some more solute can dissolve in that solution. Then allow it to cool undisturbed. Leave it overnight, means you have to leave it overnight to cool the solution. If you want a bigger crystal, descend the mother liquor and dry the crystal by keeping them between the folds of filter paper. One more thing I want to tell you, what is mother liquor. Mother liquor is the liquid in which we are making a crystal. So crystals may be filtered out and leave it for dry. Now the result of activity number 8 is deep blue crystal of copper sulfate are obtained. In this, first step is we put distilled water in a beaker, add some or few drop of sulfuric acid, because acid increase the rate of reaction. Mean acid is a catalytic converter, means to increase the rate of reaction. Now the second stage is prepare the solution of the impure copper sulfate in water, means we have to add copper and stir it well with a glass rod. Now impurity can be filtered with the help of filter paper that is inserted in a funnel, you see in this picture also. Then the filtered copper sulfate solution is obtained. We can now allow the solution to cool down undisturbed. Then we see the crystals of copper sulfate is formed, and this is a saturated solution of the copper sulfate solution. And finally we get a copper crystal. We pour the mother liquid are the substance in which we are making a crystal, pour to the another container, then allow the copper sulfate crystals to dry. By this activity, we know that how to make a copper sulfate crystals. I think everyone would understand what I taught in this video. If there is a problem with any topic, you may create a doubt in between the class, and you may raise doubt personally by sending to me at my personal WhatsApp number if required.